Hello guys, welcome back to another chess video. This is Amit here, and today I'll be showing you all interesting game played by Matt and Anderson in the year 1855. The game goes like this: White plays d4, and in the beginning of the opening stage, Black sacrifices a whole rook in order to prevent White from castling. So it's going to be pretty instructive for learning this. Kinds of moves in the so that you can implement it in the game. So let's begin with the game. And White plays d4, d5, c4, e6, a3, preventing the Black from bringing the bishop to b4 when Knight plays c3. So and then c3. So he plays a3. Now c5 comes. Black goes for counter by sacrificing a pawn and White is now a bit below par in development. So he takes the pawn on the c5, bishop takes the pawn on the c5, knight f3, a5. Now Black doesn't want White to push the pawn to b4, and then when bishop moves to b6, then he doesn't want the bishop's diagonal to be blocked. So he prevents the Black's pawn from White's pawn from moving to b4, which is usually the idea which White follows when Black captures on the c4 square with the pawn. White actually prevents the push of the b5 by a4, and here the vice versa has occurred, and White's pawn is on a3 whereas Black's pawn is on a5, counter preventing the White from pushing the pawn on the b4. So here White played e3 and knight c6, takes, and bishop to b5. Now he is pinning the knight on the c6. The next move is probably going to be White knight coming into action by, since the Black knight is pinned on c6. He wants to put more pressure on the c6 square. So once knight f6 is played, knight comes to e5. Now logically in this position, whoever plays, he actually guards the knight on the c6 with the bishop move to d7. But here bishop is not actually moved to d7, but there is an interesting move played in this game. If you want to find it out, please pause the video in order to find out the move for Black. Yeah, the move for Black is castle. So now here he gives away the pawn on the c6. Now takes, and bishop takes, pawn on the c6. Now here the White's king is uncastled, and Black tries to take advantage of it by getting his bishop to a6. Now he has sacrificed an exchange for a bishop by preventing White's castling to the king side. So White's castling to the king side is prevented now, for now. So White ignores the attack and takes the rook on the a8, and once he takes the rook on the a8, queen captures Black, queen f3. He is preparing to castle on the queen side, but it's not so fast. So here knight to d7 is played, trying to activate his knight to e5 and then to d3, and thereby making the king to remain uncastled. So now White plays a developing move, knight c3. You can see here that Black has a lot of tempos. In the opening itself with a3, White gave Black a tempo, and he could play a5, and he went into the driver's seat. And here in this position, White is way below in development, and he has even a centered king. So it's going to be very difficult for White to neutralize this position. Black is slightly at an advantage, but knight to e5 is played, attacking the queen. Now the queen goes on a grabbing spree, but now here the Black knight will come to d3. Now it is guarded by the two strong bishops, and white's bishop is passive and rooks are in the home position, and black's rook is ready to come to d8 to attack the black queen, and king may place to d1. Now here black has to try to save the queen in order to keep the attack going, so he has to play the queen, and he played to queen to c8. Once queen to c8 is played, white plays the king to c2, because now the rook comes to d8 and then attacking the white queen, so he has to play the move queen to c8, and king to c2 will be has been played by white, because then rook comes to d8 and discovered attack by the knight will be happening. So he plays king to c2, now rook to d8, queen h5. Queen h5 is played, but here black goes for an attack by making the move knight to f4. Now knight to f4 is sacrificing another piece for nothing. He takes the knight on the f4. Now the two bishops now start playing a vital role in the attack. Now bishop comes to d3. Now the king cannot come to d1 or d2, because then comes a discovered attack by bishop to g6 and queen falls, so he cannot come to d1 or to d2. So only square left for the white king is king to b3. Now king to b3 is played. Now here's another attacking move by black. Now queen comes to e6, giving a check. Now knight can actually come here, but rook takes the knight. If rook takes the knight, then queen has to move somewhere. Then if he comes to queen comes to f3, then rook comes here, and it's going to be faster checkmate, because if king comes here, queen comes here and gives check, and here and here and here, and white has to give up a queen, and bishop takes the queen, and white is comfortably having an edge here. So he cannot do this as well, because he loses a lot of piece. So knight didn't come to e5, and instead king moves to a4. Now king moves to a4, hoping to gain shelter on the a file, because now the pawn on the b file is actually preventing the black from attack, but it's not so fast, because now queen comes to c4 with a check. Now either king has to move or the pawn has to come to b4. If the king moves here, then rook to a8 is a checkmate. So he has to move this pawn. Now pawn moves to b4, now giving up this knight, but black is not interested in the knight. Instead he wants to checkmate the white king, so he plays the move bishop to c2. King has the only square, and he plays king to a5, and rook to a8 is a checkmate. So black followed a very good attacking and sacrificing game, and showed that if white is uncastled and lot of pieces are at the home, and black is castled, having very attacking bishops and rook and queen in attacking position, he showed that black doesn't care, black or any player need not care about the lot of pieces going in this game, and very attacking position leads to a quick result for black or white. So the a3 move was losing here, a3 move over here was losing tempo, and black tried to take advantage of this and went into an attacking mode. So hope you like this video. If you like this video and are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching.